Hello there, I'm Rose, and today I'd like to talk to you about hustle culture, along with all the confusing feelings I have about it, and have a lot of feelings about it. Let's jump in. I think this topic is a big one, and I think it's important that we talk about it. I think it's also important that regular people like you and me talk about it. I'd like to start by saying that I believe that we work to live, that we don't live to work, right? So what I mean by that is I don't want to be consumed by my work. I feel like there's a lot more to life than that. And yet, for the majority of our time, we're stuck at desks. I'm a programmer and I work 45 hours a week. And I think that's pretty standard. Most people work 9 to 5, 8 to 5. And, with minimal leave each year. And that's if they're not working overtime or multiple jobs. A lot of working, and it just makes me think, like, where's the time for spending with your loved ones? Where's the time for relaxation? By all means, if you love work, then you should be able to choose to do it as much as you want. But I think that's the thing, that it's not a choice. Most people have to work. And working and earning is so glorified in a way that it's almost shameful if we don't aspire to work 24/7, It's not that I mean that we should all be sitting at home watching TV all day. I just think, shouldn't there be more time for our loved ones? Shouldn't there be more time to play and explore the things that make us happy in life? Okay, so with that in mind, how do we navigate jobs in the working world and income? How do we create as much freedom for ourselves within this capitalist world that we live in? Sure, you can freelance or be an entrepreneur as a way to gain your own freedom, but not everyone has the opportunity to freelance, and not everyone has the means to be an entrepreneur. And very often, freelancers and entrepreneurs end up working just as many hours, if not more, in order to get by. And by being our own boss, we lose the stability that a normal 9 to 5 job can often afford us. So if freelancing and entrepreneurship isn't a cut and dry solution, then what is? And this is where we come to the crux of the issue. I find so often that the answer to this question comes in the form of hustle culture. So let's unpack hustle culture for a sec. Sure, it can mean working like crazy for the sake of working like crazy, but for the purposes of this video, let's think of it as working like crazy today for a better tomorrow. Let me give you an example of this way of thinking. If you are interested at all in like the investment or financial side of YouTube, you've probably come across something called the FIRE movement. And so basically FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. Sounds great, right? Retire early, have financial freedom, have the freedom to choose what you do with your time. Sounds great, right? Retire early, have the freedom to choose how you spend your time, what you do with yourself. Yeah, Sure, that is the outcome, but usually the road to getting towards financial freedom and retiring early is a lot of work now. It includes, creating side hustles, learning about finances and investments, all this extra stuff now in order to create wealth down the road. And not to mention that not everyone has the privilege to become financially independent. It just seems so contradictory to me. In order to gain the freedom to choose how you spend your time, you have to immerse yourself in the very process that you are trying to escape. There is no escaping the capitalist machine. And so this is why I feel conflicted. I want to be a programmer, yes, but I also want to make YouTube videos and write stories and pick up photography. I want to learn how to bake and sew dresses, and I want to be a wife and possibly a mother. I want to spend time with loved ones and visit new exciting places. I want so much more. And it just doesn't feel like there's enough time for all of that. I could spend the next few years working exceptionally hard in order to retire early. That means less time now in order to have more time down the line. But I'm young and healthy and excited about life now. And by working super productively for the next few years, am I not then just buying into the very culture of hustling that I don't necessarily believe in? And by leaning into hustle culture, I'm contributing to the ever-turning wheel of productivity that I don't necessarily agree with. I'm assuming if you've clicked on this video that I don't need to explain the potential harmful consequences of hustle culture, such as burnout and toxic work environments. So what is the potential solution down the line? Well, I'd like to believe that the world is gradually moving towards a space where we're not working the majority of our lives, or at least not as much as we are now. And there are a couple companies and even countries such as Japan, Spain, New Zealand, Iceland that have implemented a 4-day work week. And I feel like that's a really good sign of the direction that we could go in the future. I'm hopeful that the world will realize, as some countries have, that people work better when they have time to connect and explore and relax. I want to live in a world where one's value in society is more than one's job, where it's okay to want more out of life than a pay slip. I want a world where we have the freedom to explore that. And not that we need more reasons than the mental health and quality of life of employees. But studies have shown that the 4-day work week can improve environments and contribute more towards the bottom line of the company. Happy people are just better employees. I guess it can be frustrating that the ability for this sort of change lies with the companies that employ us. It definitely frustrates me, but I think that's why it's important for us regular folk to talk about it, because the more we talk about it, the more we normalize it. That's just one step closer to making it a reality. So yeah, those are some of my scattered thoughts about hustle culture, and how I hope that one day we'll be able to get more freedom without time, without hustle culture being the means to get it. Yeah, so I'd love to hear what you guys think about hustle culture, and what your method for approaching all of this craziness is. Yeah, I'm really keen to hear what you think, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. So yeah, I think that's all from me. I just want to say, in case you need to hear this, please take the nut off. Yeah, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.